Hello guys, welcome to the course Agentforce for everyone. In this episode, we are going to learn how we can deploy our Agentforce service agents to the community site so that the community users can also talk to an agent. To deploy the agent to the community site, there are a couple of steps we need to perform. I have listed down all the steps which is needed. So first, we need to create a service agent. Then we need to assign the topics, instructions, actions, and then we need to make sure that the agent should be active. Then we need to also make sure that the agent should have all the respected permissions. Either it is a new custom object permissions, or if we are using any custom actions with Apex, so we need to provide the Apex class access to the user. Once we have the permissions there, then we need to enable the Omni-Channel. The reason for Omni-Channel is because Omni-Channel is helpful to route the work to the agent. Then we will gonna create a routing configuration. Routing configuration is needed because we need to create a fallback queue, and there we need to assign a routing configuration. Fallback queue is because if the Omni-Channel for some reason not able to route the work to the agent, then we need a queue so that the queue holds the work and transfer to the human. Then we will create a Omni-Channel flow which is helpful to route the work to the agent. Once we have the Omni-Channel, then we enable our digital experience where we are going to deploy our agent. Then we create a experience site, a community site. Then we will going to create a messaging channel. Messaging channel is because we need a medium so that the user can start a chat on the community. We also need to make sure that the messaging channel should be activated. For the messaging channel, we also need to create an embedded service deployment. Then only we can deploy our messaging channel to the community site. And also we need to add our URL to the course. So let's start the process one by one. Now, in my previous episode, I have already created a service agent, assign the topics, instructions, actions, assign all the permission sets. So I am going to skip the first three steps and I'm going to start from enabling the Omni-Channel. But I will go through all the three steps which we have done in the previous episode. If you want, you can go and click on the link to watch the previous episode and then come back to this video and start from enabling the Omni-Channel. But let's first go through what we have done to creating a service agent, assigning the topics, instructions and actions, and also assigning the permissions. So if I am going to my agent, as you can see, I already have a Agentforce service agent. So now in my agent, I have two topics. One, a book management, which is basically helpful to find the quantity of the books. Second, case management. Case management topic is handling to show the status for the particular case. And both the topics have some actions. So in the case management, we have a flow, which is we are passing the case number and then the flow is giving us the case status. Same, in the book management, we are passing the name of the book and with the help of the name, we are getting the number of quantities available in the book. If I show you the user, so this agent has this particular user, Einstein service agent user. And let's look at the permissions of the user. So this is the user. I have created a custom permission set, custom agent permission set, where I will just make sure I have the permission for the custom object. So as you can see, I have the book, which is a custom object which has read, create, edit, and all the necessary permissions are there. So this way we have completed our creation of agent, added the topics, instructions and actions. We need to also make sure our agent is active. So let's double check. So I can see my agent is active. Then we also verify that the Einstein service agent user has all the related permissions. Now we are going to enable the Omni-Channel. To enable the Omni-Channel, I am just typing here Omni and go to Omni-Channel settings. And as you can see, we need to enable enhanced Omni-Channel routing. Continue and accept. So we have enabled our Omni-Channel. I will also set the login behavior to automatically log in agents into Omni-Channel in the new window or tab, and I click save. So we have enabled the Omni-Channel. Now let's create a routing configuration. We also need to create the presence status, presence decline status. If we are going to, let's say we have a human, we need to set the presence of the human, either they are available, they are offline, they are busy, and the custom status we can set. But for this episode, I'm not going to cover this topic because the purpose of today's episode is just to deploy the agent to the community site. Now I'm going to create a routing configuration, and this is a part of Service Cloud, so I will not spend much time here. I will just create, let's say, service agent config, routing priority 1, model should be most available, and then units of capacity I'll say 2. This is basically the capacity of the units, like how much capacity they have to talk to multiple customers. But like I said, this is a part of Service Cloud, so I will not spend much time here. So now we have our routing configuration ready. Now the next step is to create a fallback queue. So to create a fallback queue, I'll just go to the queues, new, I will name it as, let's say, messaging queue, and here we need to select our routing configuration. In the objects, we need to drag the messaging session, because whatever the message user will send will be captured into the messaging session, and whatever the response agent will send will also capture to the messaging session. For the members, I will just save myself for now and save. So we have our fallback queue ready. Now it's time to create the Omni-Channel flow. Before I create the Omni-Channel flow, let's look at the connections in the agent. So if I go to my service agent, if I go to connections, there is currently no inbound Omni-Channel flow exists because we haven't implemented anything yet. Now we are going to implement a inbound Omni-Channel flow, which is route the work to this agent. In short, whatever the message typed by the user will come to this agent with the help of Omni-Channel flow, and also the agent will also send the message back to the user. So let's see how. So we can create a flow. We can go from here, new flow, start from scratch, and I will select Omni-Channel flow. So for that, I need a variable record ID, because I need the Omni-Channel to get the record ID, and this record ID should be available for input. And then if I click on the plus, there is an option route work. So this is what we need to do here. So let's say service agent route to work, and here I am going to select my created record ID, like how many work records to route, single, and the channel should be messaging, because we are defining a way so that the user can message, and I want to route my messages to Agentforce, not to the queue, not to the agent, not to the skills, but to the Agentforce service agent. Now in here we will see all the list which has active agents in the org. So right now I only have one service agent active, so I can select this. Fallback queue. Fallback queue, we have created a messaging queue, because if the Omni-Channel somehow fails to route the work to the agent, so it goes to the queue, and then the human can pick the work and then respond manually. So that's all we need to create for this flow. Let's save this flow. I'll name it as flow service agent route to work. I'll keep the description blank and save and activate. So we created our omni-channel flow. Now it's time to enable the digital experience. To enable the digital experience, I will just type digital, go to the settings and enable digital experience and click on save. So we need to wait for a couple of seconds. So now you can create new experience sites here. So we have done enabling the digital experience. So the next step is to create a experience site or community site. So I click on new. I can select any template, doesn't matter, but let's choose customer service because we have a case management. Get started, and I will say agent, and here as well agent. Create. So it takes a couple of seconds. Cool. So our experience site has successfully created. We also need to make sure that the site needs to be activate. So let's activate. And I will also publish. Okay, publish. Cool. So we have done creating a new community site. Now it's time to create a messaging channel. So for creating a messaging channel, I will type in the quick find messaging settings. This is just a heads up, standard WhatsApp is going away. That's fine, we can ignore this. We need to make sure the messaging needs to be on. Cannot find any channel because we don't have any channel at the moment. So let's create our first channel. Start, and here we need to select messaging for in-app and web. So let's name it as service agent channel and click save. Now in the messaging channel, we need to route the work to the Agentforce. So we select the routing type should be the OmniFlow because OmniFlow is the medium which is helpful to route our work to the agent. And then we need to select the OmniFlow which we have created, which is service agent route to work. And if something goes fail, we need a messaging queue. And then we can ignore everything and then click save. Once it is saved, we need to again click on the messaging setting and make sure the messaging channel should be active. So I will go again and click activate. So we have created our messaging channel and which is also active. Now the second last step is to create a embedded service deployment. To create an embedded service deployment, I will type embedded service deployment, which is available under the service section, and we create a new deployment. We select the messaging for in-app and web. Next, I just need it for the web, not for the mobile, not for the custom client, and I will name it as service agent embedded service deployment. Domain. Now we need to provide a domain. So let's look at what domain we need to give. So if you look at all the experience sites ends with my.site.com. So here we just need to provide my.site.com, and then the channel name which we just created, which is service agent channel. This will take a couple of seconds. Cool. So our embedded service deployment is also ready. I will not explore much time into what are all the options. I'll just publish it for now. So it is in processing. So we have done our embedded service deployment. Now we need to add the course. Before I add the course, let's drag this service deployment to the customer community site. So if I go to the builder, if I refresh my builder page, and if I go to the components, type embedded, I can see embedded messaging. So we just need to drag this component to anywhere in the page, doesn't matter. So let's say I'll drag it here. As you can see, it has picked my active embedded service deployment, and we just need to publish it. So once we publish, we will see our agent in the right hand bottom side. So that is published. Now if I go to viewing this as an agent, I should see the chat icon here in the right hand bottom side, which is not available at the moment because we need to add this URL to the course. So let's do this last step. So this is for the security. We need to allow the URL. So for that, I'll just type https:// and I will say accept all the URL which is ending with my.site.com. Yeah, so it's https:// my.site.com. Now if I go and refresh the page, I should be able to see my agent. Yeah, so it takes a couple of seconds to load, but if you wait for 5-10 seconds, you should be able to see your chat icon. So now if I click here, by the way, we have completed our URL as well. So these are all the steps which is needed to deploy the service agent to the community site. Now let's time to test the agent. So as soon as I open it, it says, "Hi, I'm an AI service assistant. How can I help you?" Now, where is the message coming from? I think the message is coming from here. I'm in service agent. How can I help you? We can also deactivate this agent and change our welcome message, change our error message, but I won't do for now. So let's say I want to check what is the quantity of book secret. Before I hit enter, I will show you I already have a book record. So if I go to all, you see the secret book has 100 quantity. So I'm expecting the agent should give me the 100. The mechanism is, so this message will receive by Omni-Channel flow. Omni-Channel flow will route this message to the agent. Agent will run the topic because the agent has two topic, case management and book management. So it will select the book management topic, and in the book management topic we have a flow which we are passing the name of the book, which is secret, and then with the help of the name of the book, the flow is trying to query the quantity from that particular record, and then the agent will return the quantity to the community site. So let's see. if it is working or not. So as you can see, the quantity of the book secret is 100. Let's try the other book one, which is Black Beauty. What is the quantity of the book Black Beauty? So the Black Beauty quantity is 50. So we can expect the agent should say the quantity of the book is 50. Now let's test our second topic, which is the case management. So if I go to my cases, I can see the 1016 case number has a status working. So let me ask this. Yeah, what is the status of case 1016? It looks like there was an error while trying to retrieve the status of case. Unfortunately, I cannot provide the status at the moment. Please try again later or contact support for further. That means the Einstein service agent user has no access to the either on the case object or on some of the fields. So let me look at the Einstein service agent user. Let's look at the permission set, object, cases, and in the case object there is no permission available, so I'll just give read, create, edit, and I'll give all the edit access to all the fields. I won't give the delete permission and then the view all and modify all permission, which is not required. This, and also let's look at the sharing settings for the cases. So for the case we have public read write transfer, which is fine. I'll just cancel it. So if I ask the same question again, now it says the status of the case is working. So basically the user doesn't have any case permission, that's why it throws an error, but now it is working. So that's how we can deploy our service agent to the community side. These are all the steps. Just a quick heads up, when I was working on this for the very first time, I have faced so many issues because of URL not adding to the course, not created the messaging channel properly, facing issues not creating properly the routing configuration. So this is a perfect version for you to create a service agent for the community site. If you still face any issue, any doubt or any errors, you can reach out to me on LinkedIn and I would love to help you personally. For now, that's it, and I will see you in the next episode. Thanks for watching.